just going to be, talking about the Liverpool versus Real Madrid Champions League final, which is this Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff time Eastern. And I'm going to be giving my prediction for the match, my overall, analysis of the game. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So, first being, we're going to look at Liverpool. Liverpool, they play their standard 4-3-3 where they have, their four defenders, three midfielders, and then their three, main attacking players. However, when they're in possession, they usually play a heavy, triangle-based, style of football where this winger likes to play out here, this fullback likes to play over here, and then, this midfielder likes to play in this little pocket. He can either play, he can play, in this little space right here, or he can play, with this guy right here, or he can play in this general area over here, right? So we know that that's how they like to play, and it kind of transitions to both sides. You're going to have these, this pairing over here, the left back, left midfield, left winger, and left midfielder kind of play out here. Fullbacks right here, this midfielder's here, and then depending on how the player wants to attack, they're going to play kind of either more aggressive in this space, or it just kind of depends on them overall in terms of how they want to play in that moment, right? And the striker will usually play in this kind of open space where he attempts to link up with this trio or in this general direction, and then obviously we have the holding midfielder, the two center backs playing this kind of really big triangle that kind of gets them all over the all over the pitch. So this kind of style of play really suits Liverpool because obviously they have the pace, the technical ability, and they have the the runners for this kind of style of play. So it really helps them when when they try and play in this kind of style, that they have obviously all the necessary movement, the appropriate amount of pace, patience, but also risk taking, where they kind of, where in a sense by risk taking I mean like they're willing to just play a ball in behind that isn't necessarily perfect. They're just trying to get as close as they can to get a strong shot on target. That's what differentiates them from like Manchester City, where Manchester City try and score the perfect goal, whereas Liverpool try and get into the right areas and just at least get a shot on target. Now looking at their opponents, Real Madrid. Real Madrid play not exactly the same kind of style, where they have Casemiro likes to play in this. He plays like the classic, or the classical role of playing like a holding midfielder, where you kind of watch, all sides, kind of make sure that there's no one pressing the midfield, and that kind of allows players like Kroos or Modric. I don't know who's going to be playing on which side. It allows players like Kroos and Modric. It gives them the kind of space and time to kind of pick out. This player could be Rodrigo Asensio, and it allows players like Vinicius, who maybe wants to make like a deep run in behind. He can he could play into that quick position, to that channel. Especially if Liverpool are caught on a counter attack where Trent Alexander-Arnold likes to play high up in this position. If this midfielder here, whether it's whoever it is, Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, they're going to get caught out, and then it's going to be a 1v1. With whoever that is, Kanate or Van Dijk. So it can bode well for Real Madrid. I think if anything, we're going to see a more defensive approach from Real Madrid. I think they're going to be willing to let Liverpool play that slow style where they like to knock the ball about. And I think Real Madrid will like to expose the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold is really a high pressed up on the pitch. And so what's going to happen a lot is he's going to press up. It's going to leave up all this space. You're going to have an isolated center back here, right? So I think more than likely Real Madrid's going to try and abuse that. And then obviously when you have, Benzema, obviously, who can play, he does a good job of playing that link up where he can connect the left winger to the right winger. He can take on players 1v1. Like I said, especially if they're on a counter attack, these players are all going to be pressed up. Maximum, you'll have this fullback here, and you can get like Modric. Modric can play there as well. So you're going to have like three players. Sorry, you're gonna have four players all connected in this kind of weird shape, but it's a lot of ways for them to pass the ball around and move it, and to an extent they can isolate these two center backs. If one has to stretch out here to deal with Vinicius, this one's all alone, and then obviously this what'll happen is this fullback will come up and try and take a center back role, and you have this midfielder coming back in to play a more of a defensive role. I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see a more defensive Real Madrid. Liverpool's going to be playing the same style. I don't think it'll depend, like whoever plays for Liverpool and whoever plays for Real Madrid. I think we're going to see a majority of the same starting 11 we have all season. Maybe a couple changes depending on if there are injuries or whatnot. But I think we're going to see a more defensive Real Madrid. That's heavy counter-attack based, and then we're going to see, the same old usual Liverpool. And with that, I'm going to give my prediction. I think it's going to be 3-1 for Liverpool. I think there's going to be goals. There's going to be at least 3 goals or more in this game. I'm saying 3-1 Liverpool. I think they're going to have a dominant win. I think they're going to get the first goal, and maybe Real Madrid will get one after Liverpool scores second, or maybe they'll get one right after Liverpool score the first. But I think Liverpool will control the game from then on out. And yeah, that's my prediction for the game. 3-1. Let me know what you think down. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you like the video, like it. And thanks for watching.